Hey, welcome to our channel. I'm James.
And I'm Christy Yoder, and we are the green team.
The mean green team.
Yeah, we didn't talk about wearing green today, but I guess it's what you call couple's instinct.
Right.
Yeah. So today we're gonna talk about something that I haven't really talked about a lot growing up, and it's winter depression.
Say what?
So as somebody who grew up in the Philippines, I never thought that I would experience this, or I never thought that winter depression is even real. And I'm sure James has his own story about it. You've lived your life here in Ohio for how many years now? 50 years?
No, I'm 34. So
34, okay.
Yep.
Just kidding.
34 years, and it is a very real thing.
Yeah, so when I came to the States, initially I didn't like the cold because I grew up in a tropical country, and also I enjoyed being outside when it's snowing, like when there is snow on the ground, because it's beautiful. But I feel like once you're used to it already, once the excitement has passed, I feel like that's when winter depression takes over. And so I think it was during my second year here in the States when I experienced winter depression, and it was so, I don't know, it was so weird because during that time I didn't have any problems in life. I was happy. We didn't have any problems with our marriage. Everything is going well. But I was just feeling sort of sad and lonely. It's so weird, to the point where I just wanted to sleep all the time. And I don't know, it's just so weird, like I didn't have any problems, but I was feeling depressed, lonely. It felt like there's something missing in my life where in reality there wasn't. But yeah, I had to deal with that. And I'm sure for most of you who are watching this video, if you live somewhere cold, kind of like the States or maybe Canada, I'm pretty sure you can relate to whatever I am sharing. How about you? Do you experience that?
Yeah, I do. Even this year, it's kind of a weird thing because there's sometimes you really don't have a reason for being depressed, but I think one thing that causes it is, like, in the summer we have daylight savings time. And so, like, sometimes here it doesn't get dark till 9 p.m. But in the winter, it gets dark maybe around 5:30. And so, like, we kind of get used to, like, those long days of daylight. And then sometimes, especially in the fall season, it kind of gets cloudy, then it starts raining more often, and somehow it just messes with your emotions. It's like you get sad because, like, a lot of people, they know the winter is coming. Here there's not really much to do in the winter. Like, yeah, we have some snowboarding and skiing resorts. Me and her love doing that, but for most people, like, we just hate the cold in general, so we're not excited. We love to go outside in the warm weather. We can go walking, ride your bikes, just do a bunch of stuff. But nobody likes the winter here, really.
I hate it.
Some people might, but yeah. So it's kind of hard to explain if you've never experienced it, but it's a real thing. It's something you're gonna have to push through because sometimes you're just not in the mood to do anything. You just want to lay in bed and, like, sleep. And so sometimes you have to find something to kind of get your mind off of it, because if you don't, you're gonna go crazy. So it is a very real thing. Yes.
Sadly, it is very real. Again, growing up in the Philippines, when you talk about anxiety and depression, it's kind of like a taboo topic. It's like a very sensitive topic that nobody talks about. I mean, before, but I think nowadays people are more open to talking about it. But as somebody who grew up or who were taught to be resilient in everything, being or experiencing depression during winter time for no apparent reason, it's just kind of hard to deal with. And I consider myself a strong independent woman, but when it comes to your mental health, sometimes there are things that you can never just control. And so what did I do to overcome that? First, I just let myself be depressed, I guess. It's like I sometimes if I know that I'm going through that season, let's say for just a few days or a week, sometimes in a way it kind of feels good to just let yourself be yourself. If you need to sleep, then sleep. If you just want to watch Netflix all day and be lazy, I feel like that's okay, just as long as you don't have any responsibilities that you are neglecting. So I think that's one of the things that I did. I just let myself be in that moment, and then after a few days, I got tired of being in that place. And so I told my husband, I shared with him that, hey, we need to do something, because I am such an extrovert and I work from home, and working from home means that we're always at home, right? We don't get to go out as much. And so I told my husband, we need to do something. And my husband, he loves action sports, and he's been wanting to try snowboarding for a long time. And so just one day, we just decided to go to a ski resort here in Ohio. So he tried snowboarding. I tried snowboarding as well, but I didn't enjoy it the first time. So the second time we went back to the ski resort, I tried skiing, and I just fell in love with skiing. So now we have something we look forward to during winter time. And as a matter of fact, actually, I am more excited for winter here in Ohio than summertime, because winter time we do snowboarding and skiing here in Ohio, but during summertime here in Ohio, I mean, yes, it's warm outside. You can go out. You can play stuff. But those are stuff that I don't enjoy as much. As compared to being in the Philippines in the summer. You have access to the ocean. If you want to, you can surf or you can swim, and those are the things that I love doing during summertime. But here in Ohio, don't have.
Yeah, I mean, there's people in the States that they have access to those things, like California, you got the ocean. There's some parts you can go snowboarding, but that's not the reality here in Ohio. We have a lake, you have Lake Erie, but it's not the ocean. It's not the same. I mean, the Philippines no winter stuff, but, you still got access to everything. You can drive just a few hours and you got everything there.
Right, exactly. So, now, I'm excited about winter time. I'm looking forward to it. But of course, we don't do that every day. We only do that once a week because we have other responsibilities. So what do I do during those days that we're not out skiing and snowboarding? So I actually found another
hobby.
You know what I was gonna say? I found another hobby. Like a husband.
Up in the hobby.
Hobby. No, I did not find another hobby. I found a hobby. You're my only hobby.
Thank you.
But yeah, I found another hobby, and that's making earrings. So I create my own earrings now. So whenever I have extra time, I do that. I make my own earring. But sometimes sometimes even if you work for like 10 hours a day, or let's say 11 hours, sometimes it feels like you still have more time, to spend during the entire day. So I usually watch Netflix as well. I love Korean dramas and documentary series, so I do that. Oh my gosh, like I think I watch movies like maybe 3 or 4 or 5 times a week, because I learn a lot, from those things that I watch. And also, of course, I talk to my husband, I talk to my friends, and I am more open about talking winter depression because it's just the reality. Before, I don't like talking about it because I didn't want to be seen as somebody who's weak, and I don't want people to think that there's something wrong with me, or maybe I just wanted some attention, but that's not really what it is. It's real and it happens. So how about you? How do you deal with it?
Kind of the same way. I kind of deal with it the same way she does. I try to just kind of stay busy with the hobbies that I'm into. I mean, I don't know if you want to call watching YouTube a hobby, but here you are watching us.
I think it's addiction. Just kidding.
Honestly, it is kind of. Because once you play a video and you got the videos on the side, you just have to click it if it interests you. But other than that, like, I'm a musician. I love music, so I try to do something with that, or some other things. So just hobbies in general. That's something that can help get over that. Something I want to say is, it's kind of funny. Christy didn't get seasonal depression the first year that she came here. She was actually pretty excited, and I'm sure the majority of Filipinos that come to the United States for the first time, if they've never been somewhere where they experience snow, I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, it's exciting experiencing snow. It's fun. For us Americans that are used to it, like, it's not fun to drive in. I think that's the biggest thing for us. It's dangerous. We don't like that, but it's fun to play in. And so I'm gonna roll the video right here of her first experience, with snow. Actually, let's roll the clip. So she really enjoyed it, and I was so happy watching her experience that. I'll never forget that moment. It was good.
So that's how we deal with winter depression. If you are someone who's dealing with this, or that you're gonna deal with this during winter time, and winter time is just around the corner, right? So I think it's important that you are aware of it. But just so you know, seasonal depression is different than being clinically depressed. So those two are very different. But if you feel like you're doing things that is supposed to be helping you with seasonal depression, but it's not helping, talk to a professional, mental health counselor. And there is no shame in that. Nowadays people actually they normalize talking to a therapist already, because I think each and every one of us, we need somebody who can listen to us and knows what kind of tools we can use to overcome whatever we're dealing with. If only it wasn't so expensive, right? But it is. So I just use my husband as my mental health counselor. I find that whenever I'm going through something and I don't wanna talk about it, I find that that's the time that I need to talk about it with my husband, because your brain gives you a lot of thoughts that are not really real, and we have the battle is sometimes in our head. Even if sometimes you're just sitting and just looking at a blank wall, it may seem like you're not doing anything, but it's not really, because your head is thinking about a million things already, and maybe most of them are not really that positive. So don't be afraid to experiment other things or explore other things that you think you would like, and don't also be embarrassed about reaching out to somebody that you trust to talk about what you're going through, or talk to a professional mental health counselor. But we just shared, I just shared, as somebody who did not grow up in the States, what I experienced and how I dealt with it, because I didn't know how to deal with it until I experienced it. So definitely do something about it. And also, one thing that is very, very helpful for me, and I'm sure this is the same thing with my husband James, most of you may have already known me and James. We are very active in our faith. So whenever I feel that something is off, with my brain or with me in general, I usually take the time to just meditate, pray, and listen to worship music. It really helps me be in alignment with what God wants for my life. And to be honest, most of the time, whenever I feel sort of like discontent with my life, whenever I feel ungrateful with the things that I have in life, or whenever I feel sad or lonely or feeling empty inside, even though there's really no reason to feel that way, most of the time it's when my relationship with God wasn't really okay. Meaning, I don't really pray as much, I don't do my devotion, I don't listen, I don't worship, So immediately, whenever something is going on with me, I ask my husband to pray for me. Sometimes it can feel difficult to ask my husband to share with me, to pray for me, because whenever I ask him to pray for me, that means I'm gonna share with him what I'm going through. And sometimes it can feel, sometimes I just feel lazy to talk about what I'm going through. I feel like I have to explain everything and all that. But again, whenever I feel like I don't want to share, that's the time that I feel like I should be sharing. So yeah, how about you?
Yeah, same thing with me. I mean, definitely pray, meditate, just do anything you can to help.
If you have any questions, or if you have any other things that you do to deal with winter depression, please comment in the comment section below so that we can help each other.
And share your experiences, because, we'd like to hear about it too. So yeah, please leave a comment. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yay, bye!
See you guys on the next one.